right? So let's focus on finding product ideas. So a good enough product that makes money and launched fast is a better product that takes you years to launch. So finding the perfect products when you have at least launch your first product and have a little bit more experience. So yeah, don't do the branding initially, just get something up, start making some sales, and then tweak it later on. I mean, the first Facebook that came out, it was shocking, the first Facebook, but they tweaked it really fast, and they found out, I mean, now they've got an improved version of it as well. So these are some of the products that I've sort of been involved in over the years. Like I said, years ago I had a sourcing company, so we used to source products for our clients. We've done insulation, did segways, New Zealand, we did fishing rods, tiles, chi chargers, fat tire bikes, fencing. We actually were doing business with a developer in Perth that was building companies, right? So they were buying all their stuff locally, so we were sourcing a lot of their suppliers as well. So yeah, we've been involved in a lot of different products. Some of these products are not suitable for Amazon, by the way. This is before Amazon. This is before Amazon came to Australia, right? So a lot of these products are quite big and bulky, and they're not suitable. Like I would say, don't do toys. Don't do toys and games. I would say don't do technical. Little spyglass at the top left here. Spyglasses, don't do those. Obviously, you're not selling fencing on Amazon, right? So some of these products are just not going to work. But these small, I mean, this one right here, this is fine. It's a harness for a dog, so you can carry your pug around on your belly, right? Like, that's fine. You can sell that on Amazon. You can sell fishing rods, but they're long as they're detractable. Like, again, small, lightweight sort of stuff, which we'll cover in a second. So keep it simple, silly, right? So pick a few niches, 1 to 3, keep it really simple. And this is, in terms of finding ideas, I notice we'll be needing our laptops in a second as well, guys. In terms of finding ideas, one way is actually look at Amazon's departments here. Amazon do suggest quite a few niches for you as well, but we'll look at a few products in a second. But yeah, Amazon do make it a little bit easier for you as well. So look for unique products, high profit, low competition, bad competition. What that means is there's a lot of people out there that are selling products. They're terrible at selling it, but they're making money. So when you look at that, you go, all right, well, if they're terrible, imagine if I came in and had a better photo or better headline, I would make more money.
If I'm looking at people, like other competitions' reviews, and then looking at their bad reviews, finding
100%, yeah. Look at products that are making money but have got bad reviews and going, well, what are people complaining about? Look at the 1-star reviews. Like, I remember looking at a knife sharpener and it was like, I believe this knife sharpener made my knives like dollar, right? Is that like a knife sharpener that made the knives worse, not sharpen them at all, that made them even dollar? Like, you look at that and you contact the supplier and say, I want a knife sharpener that makes them sharp, right? Just a knife sharpener that actually works. But yeah, definitely looking at bad reviews is a great one. Bad photos. There's a lot of listings on Amazon that are making money. They've got 1 photo. I mean, how many images are you allowed on Amazon? 7, exactly. Like, if you only have 1 image, like, why are you selling yourself short? Why would you only put 1 image there where you could have like 7? I liken it to walking into the Star City Casino up the road here, walking in, and as you walk in, there's a guy there in a top hat saying, hey, John, would you like to have 7 spins on this so you could win a car? And you go, no, I just want 1, thanks. Like, who does that, right? You want to take all 7 spins. They're free spins. You could win a car, right? So it's the same thing Amazon. Why would you only want to have 1 image when you can have 7? So, yeah, so focus. This is how you sort of choose your niches in the products, right? This is a bit of a poll for you guys. What's more important out of these 3 things? The product, like out of everything, is it the product, the supplier, or the listing on Amazon? What's the most important?
The listing.
Who says product?
Product.
3, 4, 5. Who says the supplier? Okay. Who says the actual listing? Well, interesting, actually. It's actually the product, right? Because you could have the worst product, like something that people don't want. And you remember those Slinkies, back in the 80s? Like, who buys Slinkies these days? It's an old product, right? You can have the worst product, the best supplier, so it'd be the best quality Slinky, and the best listing, but because no one wants a Slinky, no one's going to buy it. You could have the best product, the worst supplier, the worst listing, and there's plenty out there, but you'll still make sales because people want the product, because it's a sexy product and it's in right now, or there's no one selling it, right? So a lot of it does come down to what you're selling, what the product is. I mean, all this other stuff, I mean, there's a lot of products out there that are really the one-star reviews. You mentioned one-star reviews. There's a lot of products that got one-star reviews because they have a terrible supplier. But they still make sales because people want the product and they're willing to chance it. So this is, it always comes down to what you're selling in the product, right? So checklist, some of you might already know this, but let's do a recap. So less than a kilo, less than 45 centimeters, so that's shoebox size, right? Less than 100 reviews, I'll explain that in a second, right? 3 to 5K in revenue. This is just what I look for. Everyone's a little bit different in terms, I'll just bring it all up here, right? Yep. So this is in terms of the revenue, what you want it to make. Everyone's a little bit different. You might be okay with, you know, three grand, two and a half, right? You might have 2-3 products that are doing that. You might be okay. Some people want more. Batteries, no supply needed, because when you start having stuff that requires power, there is an electrical standard, right? You've got to have a voltage standard. Some products in China are made for the American adapters, right? So you need an adapter you need to include with your product, right? So all these additional things you've got to think about. So that's why we say don't do anything that requires any power, especially as your first product. And simple, like you're not IKEA, you don't want stuff where people have to assemble, because that's frustrating. We had a client that launched a nanny cam, you know, like a baby camera. You put it on top of the cradle, and it was like a smart one. So when the baby sort of moves a little bit, it notifies the parent on their app. The biggest problem that they had was installing the app. The product was great. Like, she showed me a video of it, she sent me a sample, the product was fantastic.